Hello, everyone, and welcome to Eugene, Oregon, where it appears my eyes have to be deceiving me. I'm looking skyward. There's liquid coming down from the sky, and everyone knows it never rains in Autzen Stadium. A Big Ten showdown coming, conference games where the results will stick with you for the rest of the season. The Ducks will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. The Hoosiers will have some work to do after that short return. There he is, the man who makes everything go, and they believe they're going to score every time they touch it when he's on the field, Jesse.
He plays with unbelievable confidence, Reese. Always knows where to go with the football. The entire playbook is at this guy's disposal.
Yeah, which is so much fun for a coach, so much fun to play with him, a guy that can do everything. Everybody on the field is active in a weapon.
To the air, it's Cherry. Pirouettes away from the defense. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down.
Well, it's a great job by the receiver fighting back across the DB there to get to the inside, locate the ball, and catch the snap.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. So Oregon's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And a big key as this game unfolds is just how aggressive will he be throwing the football in a lockdown corner like that.
Yeah, and when you're an elite quarterback, you think you can do whatever you want to do, and you think you can make the right decisions. I'm interested to see how much they'll test that cornerback on the other side.
You know, there's a saying, there's no defense for a perfect pass, but he's got to be extra careful and sharp when he's throwing that guy's way.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. The Big Ten schedule sort of ate these guys up last year. They're looking for a better performance this time around.
Yeah, and it eats a lot of people up, obviously being such a tough conference. But if you look at the way you start the season, a lot of times, man, that's when you build your momentum. That's when you build your confidence. If you can hang around, be competitive, sometimes the way you start, Palmer, it just lays out the rest of the season for you.
And they know they just got to be a lot more physical this year. That schedule did beat them up last year, but take a look at this year's schedule. A lot of those same teams, they're right there again. They're going to get another crack at them. They've got to be better in the trenches this season if they want to win a Big Ten championship.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Headed to the end zone. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Oregon! And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And the returner goes down. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
He just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make the play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Grabbed behind the line. It's Cooper. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll pull it down. Finds a crease at the 20. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The Hoosiers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. Gonna run it. It's James. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. The Ducks trying to win the day by running for another first down.
Run the football. It's always been the staple. We can go back as far as you want with Oregon teams. The ones that were good, they were built on the running of the football, the physicalness. Run the ball, baby.
And the Ducks come to the line in the hurry-up. You always have to be aware of the running threat from the Oregon quarterbacks, but here getting business done through the air.
No doubt, Reese, because you're worried about his legs, the read game, all the stuff they can do. It opens up the passing attack. And I think when you've seen the Ducks teams throughout history, the ones that have enough balance to keep you off guard, keep you guessing, are the ones that are the best teams.
The Ducks will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll throw it from the red zone. Fires to the tight end.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. He can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. He's got it on the right. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Here comes a 3rd down situation, and the defense hasn't been able to slow them down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Fourth down and inches, and you go read any book you want to, any analytical measure, and it will tell you, go for it. The Ducks line it up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to power it in. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal for the offense. Tries again to get it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of those top 15 teams who did battle today. Tennessee managed to eke out the victory in a tighter than expected one. And they'll be singing from the top of Rocky Top after this one, no matter the final score. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup
just keeps moving. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
They'll leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I don't like the play call. You're down this much against the best run defense in the entire country. You're just smashing your face against the wall. You're not going to get it done. To win this game, you're going to have to throw the ball to get back in it.
On the run, fires downfield. Got it in the middle. It's Cooper. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. A big gain there as they did a tremendous job working the middle of the field.
Yeah, and if you're going to complete that throw, Reese, quarterbacks have got to play with anticipation. You've got to get it out of your hands early and give your receiver an opportunity before the defense gets to the ball.
Now 2nd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Cherry. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, he's got flexibility. You put it all on display on that side.
Grabbed over the middle, it's Burgess. Got room at the 35. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. He boomed it through. A 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working, Dave.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. The throw. Grabbed in the middle, it's James. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. And the Ducks getting set on 1st and 10. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
The Ducks want to move quickly. Looking for a man. It's Daniels. They're bringing heat. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. The Ducks line up to punt it away. This will be their 1st punt of the afternoon. Fair catch is made, but there is laundry on the deck, so we might be having a do-over.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So the offense keeps this drive alive thanks to the roughing the punter penalty. Quarterback checking off. Trying to find his man on 1st down. That's caught. It's Casper. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Wide receiver shows motion. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Got it in the middle. It's Stewart. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
The short hands, it's Casper. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Wants to throw on second down. Pocket starts to collapse. Keeps the legs moving. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops. The offense will quickly use the timeout. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking for the score. To the end zone, and it's picked off. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Hoosiers will kick it away to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. It's not just the dual threat guy. You go back to Dan Fouts or Bill Musgrave or even Justin Herbert, and passers not in short supply for the Ducks.
And when you think about the Ducks, you always think about the fancy uniforms. I think that's one of the first things that come to mind, but the guys you just named, it's been built on flash, but it's also been built on substance. Great players in their tradition, in their history, and just like now, just in the recent history, Bo Nix, another one of those guys that's put up big numbers.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays, and if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
At the 40, there he goes. Hits the accelerator to the right. Touchdown, Ducks! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And the extra point makes it a 21-3 lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Montgomery. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. Nice pickup on the return there. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. On the move, it's Burgess. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, this guy's going to make catches all over the field. That time, he lined up all the way to the left side, and he was able to cross the entire field to make a catch on the right side. Defense lost track of him, and it ended up being a big play.
Quickly complete. And that will go backwards. A negative play, and that defense on high alert that time. Second down coming up. Looking to pass. It's Cherry. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Back to the air one more time. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. A sweet return after the pick, and they'll have it at the 43.
What a nice play by the DB there. When that rain starts coming down, the ball gets a little bit heavier. The quarterback throws the ball a little bit lighter, deep.
A shot toward the end zone. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming into this one, this offense would take shots. They know they have targets that can fly, can push down the field vertically. Nice job in coverage there.
Caught in the backfield. It's Stewart. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
Complete to the right. Touchdown, Oregon! And the route is on. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point gives them a 28-3 lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Georgia somehow, some way found an edge between the hedges and picked up a much-needed victory. It wasn't a masterpiece, but let's be honest, it wasn't a loss either. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Dropping back, it's Cherry. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. And that one would have been picked off if he could have stayed in bounds, and the quarterback will live to tell about it. Now facing a 3rd and long. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. The Hoosiers will line up to punt it away. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the 2nd half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. New set of downs after that completion. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters for these two guys. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Motion from the offense. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Inside the 45. Oh, look out, there he goes. Touchdown Ducks! And the stomping has commenced. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing kicked up and going.
And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. A new set of downs after the completion. Defense dropping into soft coverage. Grabbed on the outside, Montgomery. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Here comes the offense on second down. They keep attacking through the air. Fires to the big fella. At the 45 on his way. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. And the Hoosiers are rolling down the field. Back to pass, it's Cherry. Getting some heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. After the big first down sack, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Fires left. Got his man downfield. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. The Hoosiers come to the line with a new set of downs. Off play action on first down. That's caught. It's West. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming.
No.
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Hoosiers! Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting...
He'll take a deep shot here. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Touchdown, Oregon! And the beatdown has ensued. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding them. Just complete and utter dominance in this one. Out